Hello.
Hi everyone. We're back. First things first, let us know what you think about the audio quality. Obviously, it's a bit of a change um, in our setup because
Tech
tech
problems.
problems in the mics that we got. See, I feel like I'm a little bit too loud. I think I need to turn myself down a little bit so it's a bit less deafening. We had some issues with our microphones, particularly the new one that we got
The
last.
new one's
Was it?
awful.
It's so quiet.
Hello,
It's
Michaels.
it's so quiet. Um, so we're probably gonna return that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want it. It sucks.
And I can hear you properly, by the way. Can
I
you hear
can
me
hear you
okay?
okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Rubex, don't.
Yeah. we
Thank
were
you.
um, we were um talking, like we were saying how if we were wearing our headsets we're not going to hear each other properly, but it's fine, like we can hear each other fine. Can you stop doing that? Yeah. Here, I'll hold your hand.
No.
There we go. Yeah, so that's it. Where's your beard? Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's the change, isn't
yeah.
it? It's
uh,
grown back. Like, he shaved it off, like, a couple of days ago, and there's already, like, stubble.
it wasn't a couple of days ago.
It wasn't
I
that
didn't
long
have a
ago.
when I went to work on Monday. I didn't have a beard, so this is a week ago.
No, it's growing back,
Yeah.
which is good. That's what I want. I want it back. It's really hot at the moment, though. So, like, I don't really blame him for not having a beard, because it is hot. Like, it's not nice.
So
Yeah, beards do
comfortable.
grow fast, Nuggles. His grows really fucking fast.
Well, this is now proper stubble, as opposed to just like deathly spikes.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It was last Sunday. She wouldn't touch my face.
It doesn't feel good.
It's
It
like-
doesn't feel good when they first shave it.
It's like,
It
oh,
just
no.
feels really, itchy. Don't like it. We like beards. I'm sure lots of people would agree with me.
Beards. Yeah, I'll grow it back when it gets a little bit cooler. It's just it's too hot.
It is
Right now
really
it's too
hot.
hot.
It is super hot. It's really uncomfortable today. It's like, I don't even know the temp today. It's like 30. And it's only going to get worse.
What's the high? 31.
31 today. Tuesday it's going to be 36. Thank gosh, I'm not fucking streaming then. I'll be dying.
We love the heat.
Thank you, Jess.
Yes, we love the heat. Yeah, thanks for that. We these are the headsets that we use at home anyways. Like, these are the ones that, like, we just have it. We just have them, but I don't know. I mean, this works.
It works, but
This
it's a little...
this actually works. I might just return that and we just use the
I'd
headsets.
return that.
Yeah, I will return that one. But like I'm saying, like we might as well just use this. Do we sound okay? Like, is
think
it
we
too
do.
loud? Is it too quiet? I think it's okay.
I think you're a little louder, but I can't tell. Also, I don't
Yeah.
understand how you can love heat, Jess. It's nice. We're actually going to enjoy it today. We're actually going to go to a beach.
Yes.
We're going to go to the sea.
Did you pick a beach you wanted?
I think Cronulla Beach.
Cronulla Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks beautiful.
It is a nice beach.
I'd love to go to
The
the
southern
sea.
beaches are.
Can't believe
quite
we
nice.
haven't been.
We have.
We like properly, you know,
Yeah,
like.
but no,
proper
we
go.
haven't been properly. No, we've been here over a month now, back in Sydney, and we haven't actually been out and about by the beach. So I sound really good, thanks to that. Ren sounds pretty good, a little less clear sound.
That's fine.
And
We can deal with that. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
Like, as long as it's bearable, then that's good, I think.
I might just have a very quick look here to see if we can turn you up a little
Thank you,
bit more.
Meggles.
Maybe that's the case. Yep, that's what it was.
What's going on?
Your
That's
levels.
really
I
loud
know,
now.
I'm gonna turn you right down. Just
Sorry.
2 seconds.
I'll be quiet.
There we go.
Hello. That works. Like, ooh.
Is that a bit better?
I think so. Maybe a little. Yeah, that's fine.
That's okay.
Oh, shit.
It's just like, whoa.
I'm sorry, Michael.
I just I just had to change the I
If
just
it's
had
too
to turn
bad,
up
let
the
me
mic a
know.
little bit. Yeah, just let us know, please. I found it like last week after it was we were all done. I was doing a little editing, and my God, we sounded quiet. We were so quiet. I spent like a few hours just trying to like clear up the sound a little bit and make it just more hearable. Is that a word? I don't know. It was just too quiet. But we should probably get into it. So we've got a few different, let's call them, I don't know, examples or topics. Topics. Yeah,
I'd
we
say
got.
topics. Yours are
Yeah.
completely different from mine. I went down the whole wacky people route. You went down
Yeah.
like some pretty cool stuff.
I toned it down a bit. No, audible. That's
Oh, I
the
haven't.
audible. That's the word. Hearable.
I have not turned it down.
I am the teacher, by the way. The word I was looking for was audible.
You're a primary school teacher. Kids don't use that kind of language. They just say hear more, hear less.
Hear more. Okay. But yeah, I decided to tone it down a little bit from last week. I thought last week it was a bit too much. So it's just a little bit this way. Need to be in focus. Yeah, it's a little more lighthearted. It's again, it's just all about like me sort of reading something and then going, what the fuck, or wow, what the fuck, or holy shit, what the fuck. So it's all what the fuck, but it's just different. So the first one was actually more of a wow, what the fuck. Like I wasn't expecting that at all. Now, I'm not sure if anyone has ever heard of this song. Let me actually pull it up here. There's a Canadian reggae artist called Snow, and he's had one hit song as kind of like I think it was like early 90s it came out. Let me just find it. Snow. What's the name of the? Oh, I've got it. It's not. Informer. That's the name of the song. Informer. Unfortunately, I won't be able to play it. Because we're sort of unclear on like copyright laws and things like that within Twitch, which I'm gonna look into a little bit more this coming week. But basically, he's a reggae artist, and I just wasn't expecting him to not be Jamaican. He's a white Canadian, just like a, I don't know, just like a white Canadian person, and he sounds so good when he does his reggae music. Maybe I can put up his Wikipedia page here.
Could we not maybe just play like a clip? Surely that ain't gonna hurt, right?
I mean, we could, yeah. Here.
Just a little clip though.
No.
Fair use.
Former.
As long as the video isn't like explicit or has any
No.
dodgy shit in it.
I mean, if let me just change the scene here to show everybody what we're
make
talking
sure that
about here.
YouTube's actually come up.
What am I doing here?
You gotta
Reactions?
put YouTube. Let me do it.
Sorry, I got it. This one.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so let's switch scenes here. Okay, so this is that's him. That's him, and I mean, we could play a little bit of the music. You happy to listen to it, or do you want me to change it to mine?
It's fine.
Because it's
It's okay.
muted right now.
It's okay. You do whatever you want.
Let me just unmute
Those who
this.
like reggae will enjoy this.
It's a pretty good song. Like I've heard it before. Is it? Let's have a look here. It's his most famous song, and it was number one in so many countries for a while. Australia, Ireland, New Zealand, Sweden, US. Canada, surprisingly, he was number 1. He's Canadian, so I don't know what happened there. And he was number 2 in Netherlands and the UK, which is quite. It's pretty good. Like that's pretty good. It's commercial success. So, let's just. Is that okay?
Lo-fi's still playing.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll turn that off. Is this too loud for you?
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Last comes to us, I'll just take off my headphones.
Skip. That's him.
You want to put it in full screen.
It's so good. But yeah, I think that's okay. We'll just leave it at that.
I know the song.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That
Like,
really
because
weird.
a friend of mine,
Licky boom boom.
a friend of mine told me, he was like, "Yo, like, check out this song. I never thought this guy is a white guy." It's like, what song is that? And I was like, wait, I know this song. I started listening to it. I was like, I've heard this before, and yeah, it just that to me was like. It was like, yeah, that's fucking cool, man. Good on this guy. But the thing that I found even more interesting was, like, I looked more into it. Like, I started doing a little research on him and like what he's about and things like that. So he basically grew up in like a poor area. He's from Toronto, Ontario. He grew up with a lot of Jamaicans around him. He went to school with a lot. Like, he grew up in a Jamaican neighborhood. And he got his nickname his friend's parents gave him the nickname Snow, because he was like the only white guy in the neighbor, like the only white kid who was hanging out with their kids, and so they gave him the nickname. It says, is it Snow or something like that, and so he decided to use that as his stage name. His real name is Darren
Kenneth O'Brien. Like the most white name going.
So I found it really interesting. I was like, that's pretty cool, you know. And the fact that he can perform it so fucking well. That to me is like, wow, okay.
I guess if he's brought up around it, he's gonna be fine, isn't he?
Yeah. They like, because he was growing up around a lot of like Jamaican people and went to school with a lot of Jamaican kids. He just sort of picked it up and he started talking like them, which is pretty cool, I think. But yeah. And then he got into some legal troubles with like his producers or like whatever.
Yeah, but is that interesting?
He hasn't. No, it's not really that interesting.
Did
that
he
stuff
do
is just
bad?
I mean, this is all like this is all like claims and like it's all disputed. But like, the original producer that he worked with basically sued him, saying that he was he took all the credit for all the work and didn't pay his producer enough.
Oof.
And he turned around and said, well, no, like this is my music. So
basically what the producer claimed.
yeah. So
Fair
it's
enough.
all, I think he went to jail for some of it, so he like in the end he was like found guilty of it all.
What dick?
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. And yeah, he hasn't done anything since the song Informer. But he's worked with Shaggy, which we love. I love Shaggy.
From one song.
He's so good. Boom Boom Boogie. Yeah, I honestly haven't heard anything else from him, except I didn't even know the name of the artist I didn't know it was like the song Informer I'd heard before. I didn't know who made it or who's the artist, and yeah, in the end I found that like a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh shit, I've heard that song so many times. I never knew who made it, or so.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's it. That's my first.
So, I mean, it's very light compared to what you were talking about last week, you know, with all the murder and brutality. So I guess it's nice.
I thought I'd just tone it down a little bit.
That's fine. You certainly kicked it off, didn't you, with some really fucked up shit.
But when it comes to people sort of not expecting to see seeing or hearing a certain art and not expecting it to come from a certain people because of their ethnicity. Like we were just talking before the podcast about Eminem. Dr. Dre, when he first signed Eminem, he was actually surprised to find that he's white, because it was a tape that was going around at the time in LA, and someone passed it on to Dr. Dre, and he listened to it, and apparently he set up a meeting to meet up with Eminem, and he was sort of surprised to find out that he's a white guy. He's not black.
I still find that nuts. Honestly, I honestly find that nuts. Like, even by just the voice, Eminem sounds very white.
Yeah, I think it's just
I mean, I get it. He can rap very well, but I think it's pretty like lame to just be like only a certain color person can rap.
Yeah, and I think that's why he was surprised. You know?
Yeah,
it was just the hip hop climate at the time in the mid '90s was just so dominantly African American. That I think it wasn't. I don't think it was the way he's rapping. I think he was surprised to find that Eminem is white, because like almost everyone who was in hip hop at the time, who had anything going for them, who had any talent, was black. So
fair enough.
Yeah. So it's not the first time this has happened.
I was gonna say he's one of the best now. So.
No, he's the best. He's
one of them. He's got competition easy.
Who would be Eminem's competition?
Like fucking Tupac.
Oh, I mean...
You can't really be like Eminem's the best when someone like Tupac existed, Biggie. Like, these guys are classic.
They are.
Eminem's got his own thing. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, and that makes him unique.
Mm-hmm.
And I do really like him.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't say he's the best. I think Hobson's brilliant. I think Logic's very good. He's very different. I mean, lots of people can turn around to me and say, like I know a lot of people hate Logic fans. For some reason, you got on Twitter and everyone's shitting on them. I don't know why. I think they're just salty because Logic's alright, but... yeah. I just think there's this... I don't think there's one type of rap, and that's why I don't think you can be like, there's one best. Eminem's definitely one of the greatest, I definitely agree with that, but there's people who are just as good, maybe better than him. Like me.
Oh, absolutely. I wish I would I could film
freestyle.
Your freestyles in the car.
I know.
It's so good.
Spitting fucking fire, mate.
It's so good. I think with Eminem being the best, it's not so much about the music itself. It's about the ability in being a lyricist.
I agree.
There is no, and this is something that's like a lot of other lyricists have said. You like the Game, Lil Wayne, Dre, Snoop Dogg.
Bad, not gonna lie.
Huh?
I think Lil Wayne's really bad.
He's different. He
not collabed with Dixie on that really sad song.
And same with no, that wasn't Lil Wayne. That was Wiz Khalifa.
Oh.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah,
man?
I was like, no,
it was
no,
really,
man.
really
why
sad.
would you? That's.
It was so disappointing to see a big name on that song. Like, it's more hated than fucking Rebecca Black.
And Wiz like he's so good.
I was gonna say he ain't bad.
He's definitely not my
Will Smith is best rapper. Fuck yeah. Men in Black.
He's definitely like he's got a couple of songs that are, like he's not my top of like artist when it comes to his music. Same with like Kendrick. Like I don't think Kendrick is shit. He's amazing, very clearly. His music, his hip hop just isn't my type of hip hop. But I can appreciate the art, the effort, and the creativity that goes into their work. And same goes for Lil Wayne. Same goes for even like Will Smith. Like I think he's just a different type of rapper that like it's not for me, but I can appreciate their creativity and their talent.
Like Chance the Rapper, he's like a totally different. He's like gospel rap. Like he brings like his faith into it, like really hard. Like, and he actually like encompasses like a load of like gospel like choir sounds and shit. And I'm not even religious, but I think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
I really like his stuff. It's fun. It's like proper like positive shit. It's alright, Tara. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Enjoy your food.
That's fine, Tara.
We're just debating why I'm the best rapper and
what? Yeah.
Why Eminem is like literally fucking scared of me because I'm that good.
Yeah. I'll just end it on saying that it's ability. It's because I mean I'm a Tupac fan. I love Tupac. I love Biggie. That to me they're like the top of they're the pinnacle of hip hop.
I really like Tupac.
Is like there's no one I can think of when it comes to like the lyricism and the songs and the like the way it's the quality of the production and sound design and the storytelling and all that stuff. I think even between the two of them, Tupac and Biggie, I think Tupac just he's a little bit higher for me. I that could be just biased because I don't know, I like hardcore hip hop. But when it comes to ability in being an MC, it's quite agreeable in the hip hop world that there's no one who's ever lived better than Eminem, except for Ren, obviously.
I mean, I was listening to Tupac. I knew all the lyrics to Dear Mama when I was like 10, and no one around me understood like the words I was saying.
We should start you a SoundCloud.
Yeah. Like I think honestly, I think Tupac was like resurrected into me, and I am literally like the embodiment of him.
And the timing works too, because he died in 94, 95 or whatever.
Yeah, and so like 3 years later I was born.
And you were born later. Yeah.
Mate, I can rap.
He can, not he. She can rap.
He?
Sorry.
Since when did I grow a dick?
No, she can. I'm serious.
I do have big dick energy. Not gonna lie.
She seriously, like sometimes like we're just like fucking around in the car, and it's like it's not even like she's not just fucking around. It's like she can actually like. You can actually rhyme. Like
yeah, I know. It's really weird.
It's so good. It's so good.
Daddy run, yeah.
So that's what I had. Now, did you want to do yours, or do you want me to?
I think you should do yours because mine are really deep, if that makes sense. Like mine are like really intense.
All right. Okay, I'll do.
Like like super intense.
Okay. I think you should do one of yours, and then I'll hop into mine. No? Okay, I'll do mine. So
mine just like my topics are so just off from these. Like it would be weird to jump into my stuff. I think mine need like their own bit.
All right, fair enough.
It's good. It's worth the wait.
So the next thing I found, I've got two more things that I found, and
that is what the fuck. that one that you're fucking on now, like what the actual fuck?
Yeah. So this is a story that sort of came out in 2019. It's about a woman who's in a coma and who's. I'm gonna open up the story here, and then I'll share. I'll change the scene. There we go. So it's about this woman who has been in a coma for she's been in a coma for about 15 years, and she was pregnant. She gave birth last year.
Bro, how the fuck does she get pregnant if she's in a coma?
So that's the thing. That's the what the fuck part is. They ended up investigating. See, I don't know if I want to jump right into like the whole thing. Obviously, like the question is like, what the actual fuck? What is first of all, what is? Where are the caretakers? Like, where are the caregivers?
It must have been a caregiver, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's got to have been a caregiver being like, oh, I feel it today.
It's
That's fucked.
It's so fucked up. It's and there's a 911 call here. I don't know if you want me to play it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Sorry about the ads, by the way.
We do have an ad blocker, but
I can't hear shit. Oh, it's because it's not even playing.
Calls 911 from inside the
Can you hear that?
skilled nursing
Yeah.
facility. A patient in a vegetative state has just given birth and the baby isn't
I'll just
breathing.
turn it up a little bit.
Phoenix 911.
Oh, the baby's turning blue. Baby's turning blue.
Okay, where are you at?
We need an ID.
What is the address, ma'am?
Baby's turning blue. Baby's turning blue.
Ma'am, I need an
Hello?
address. I need an
I'm
address.
sorry.
The dispatcher's like, mate, like, tell me where she is.
No, it's a facility birth.
Okay, I'm gonna get paramedics are on the line. You need to give them the address again.
You can hear the panic in the caller's voice. She initially fails to even give the address where the ambulance can find them. Then you hear a stunning admission. The caretakers around her did not know their patient was pregnant.
Were we able to get the baby out? Is the baby breathing? Is the baby breathing? Baby's not breathing. Baby is blue.
Okay, so are they doing CPR?
Are they doing yeah, they're doing CPR on the baby.
Okay, good. Just keep going with that. And how's the mom doing?
Mom's doing well. It looks like she's doing well.
How far?
She's in a coma.
We had no idea this person was pregnant. We had no idea this patient
We had
was
no
pregnant.
idea this patient.
I understand. Does she know how far along she was or anything?
We have no idea. This is a complete surprise. We were not expecting this.
CNN obtained court records that show the patient has been in a vegetative state since 1992. She has a breathing tube and a feeding tube, and court records indicate she is unable to make any decisions.
Yeah, that's fucked
or
up,
consent.
man.
Police made clear
That's just
this
gross.
is a sexual assault case, and they are already collecting DNA samples. The medical facility says that includes DNA from
How the fuck do you
male
give birth in a
staffers.
coma?
This woman was unable to move.
I
She was
mean,
unable to communicate.
Obviously,
in other words,
things
she
started
was
happening, and nurses
helpless,
were there, and
but she was
they
incapacitated.
realized,
Police
okay,
say
this
they
is-
were
but-
told
but, I mean,
it
my
was a
question is like,
full-term pregnancy.
how
How does she not wake up from
How
the
did-
coma?
how does she not wake up from a coma? From
Whilst giving birth. That is painful shit.
Yeah,
How the
but-
fuck? Like, I don't know how comas work, so please forgive me.
yeah, I don't think that has
Surely-
anything to do with it, but I think I mean, you could put someone who's in a coma in excruciating pain. It doesn't mean they're gonna wake up.
That's so horrible.
Yeah, it's
That's
fucked
really
up.
fucked
It's
up.
really, and the worst part is
Poor
like
girl.
I've heard that they can feel it, but they can't react to it. They can't do anything about it.
That's really
You know
scary.
what I mean? Like, 'cause I've read stories where people have been in coma for like 10 years or 15 years. They finally like come out of it, and they go, "Yeah, I could hear everything. I could hear everything. I could see everything. I just couldn't do anything about it." It was like they say like it's
Are you not in like
being-
dream mode forever?
You are. I think.
That'd be epic.
And again, I'm not
saying that.
an expert in
That,
this.
like, I really need to clarify, like, being in a coma is not a good thing, but it would be so cool to, like, be able to be in your dreams for that long.
Depends on your dream, I guess.
I mean, like, if you have trauma dreams like me, then
was
it's not
gonna
it's
say,
not the
it's-
greatest thing.
it's to them. It's
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's really
I've
sad.
read
I feel
a
awful
few
for the
stories where
woman.
people like they go, yeah, I knew like you were visiting me. I knew exactly what you were saying. So even though they're in like their sort of dream state or whatever, they know what's going on around them. So like this poor woman. First of all, obviously she's been raped.
Yeah, that's
She
savage.
can't give consent. So that's without a doubt rape.
Even worse, there's got to be someone who was supposed to be caring for her.
Exactly.
Like,
So
that's
they're
the
just-
worst part. It has to be someone who was actually, like, on the team.
Yeah.
But, like, no caregiver would allow, like, a fucking visitor to come in and
They
rape
caught him.
someone.
Because they tested all the male
What for DNA?
workers
Yeah,
there,
I was gonna say
and
that's
they
a bit of
caught
a
the
dumb
guy.
idea, really, wasn't
They-
it? Because
they caught
eventually you're
the
gonna
guy.
get caught.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
And then
Was it a caregiver? It was a caregiver.
it was one of the caregivers.
Ew.
And the other thing is, like, how did they not notice that this girl is pregnant?
That is actually something that does happen. Like, some people don't even get the bump.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's been a couple of cases where people have literally just spun into labour and they had no idea they were pregnant.
But
'Cause they didn't even
what
get the baby
about?
bump.
I mean, these people have doctors. Like, I'm assuming someone at a nursing home, they have doctors who come in and check on them to make sure they, you know what I mean?
Like, a doctor wouldn't go in there to make sure she isn't pregnant if she's been comatized for 15 years.
But wouldn't your, like, hormones and things change? Wouldn't she stop having periods? Wouldn't that be like a thing?
Some people can have their periods during like they have bleeding during
What?
Yeah, like it's really weird. Like there are some people who will literally have no idea that they're pregnant and then they'll just give birth. There was a really famous incident of it of a 15-year-old girl who'd had unprotected sex, and she went on a field trip like 1 month later, and she literally gave birth on the field trip. She had no fucking clue, no bump, no symptoms of like blood, anything like that. Oh look, the star of the show is. Oh no, she's not. Biscuit. Hello. Biscuit's decided that she wants to be a part of the podcast this time. But yeah, some people actually don't know. Meg was just writing in the chat. I can't. Let's have a look here. We're just gonna switch back to live. Yeah, you can have spotting during pregnancy that appears similar to your period. So, like, if you had like a naturally light period, anyways, it wouldn't be any different.
Okay.
But you're right. Like, why wouldn't wouldn't the doctors have like at least checked like a urine sample? Like, because you can tell if you're pregnant through your wee. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like changes in your blood when like you're pregnant. Like,
To go 9 months without having any of that stuff checked, to me, for a coma patient, that's pretty crazy.
for fuck's sake, one of the caregivers fucking raped her. Like, that must have been a shit facility.
Yeah.
I don't think it was shut down.
They are, yeah. They like there's interviews of people like who have the, family members and things at that place, and there's a lot of hospitals who don't send their patients to that facility anymore.
God, it's just so fucked up. That's really sad, actually.
Yeah.
Now that you think about it, it's like, fuck, that poor woman's in a fucking coma since 1992. That's almost 20 years. And she's some fucking person who's supposed to be caring for her, has given
Yeah.
the trust to her family that, she's in good hands,
Yeah.
has taken advantage of the
Yeah.
poor lady, and now she's having to go for a fucking bath,
Yeah.
which is probably the most painful natural experience you're ever going to go through as a woman. That's fucking
fucked
fuck.
up.
That's proper what the fuck. That's horrible.
And it would be such a, like, imagine, like, yeah, it's all like, what the fuck. And it's for other people who've got their families there. It's like, I mean, this is one that got caught. Like, this is obviously, you could clearly say that this has been going on for a long time. Because just because there's a one person who happened to get pregnant, you could just think they could have done this to so many other
Yeah,
patients.
I was gonna say, like, it
patients.
doesn't, just because pregnancy was the end result of this doesn't mean that they haven't
It was just
done
a
it
one-time
before.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they could have used things. That's really fucking gruesome,
It's-
actually. That poor
it's-
woman. God, imagine the family.
Just some
That'd be
people
just like,
don't-
did the baby
yeah.
survive?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, the baby actually
Yeah.
lived. Oh my god,
Yeah.
how awkward. But like, where does the baby go?
I heard that the baby's going to the grandparents.
That's so fucked up. A
Yeah.
fucking like comatized patient, and she. Like, I hate to be horrible, but she has to wake up to a rape baby.
If she wakes up.
I'm not saying anything horrible to the kid. Like, the kid deserves life, but that's really disturbing.
It would be a
Like
fucked
a
up
consequence
thing to
of
tell
someone
you.
fucking taking advantage of you, like literally,
Um,
and now you have to look after it.
Like, I mean, who's gonna tell that kid what happened? How, like,
Poor
yeah,
kid,
your
yeah.
mom was in a coma, and it's possibly, I don't know if she ever wakes up, but like maybe she's still in a coma, and yeah, your dad raped her, and that's why you're here.
That's so messed up. The poor kid.
Yeah, some people just like, honestly, like, I'm not for,
That is horrible.
I'm not for what do you call it? what's the word for it?
I don't know what you're
With
on
like
about.
people go on like death row and things like that.
Death penalty.
Death penalty. I'm against the death penalty, but there's some people it's very hard to argue.
Oh, I think some people deserve
Some
it.
people like, yeah.
And,
It's,
like that shit, like fucking rape and like mass murder and child molesters, like
yeah,
they can go to hell. Like I don't want them around.
yeah. I don't want my tax money to go into like, no.
Yeah, imagine
It's
that.
not-
Imagine like that's the worst part about it is like you literally are paying to keep pedophiles and murderers and rapists alive and eating well and like watching TV and like because prisons in Australia ain't bad. Prisons in the UK ain't bad either. There are some places where prisons is better than living better than the quality of living. In the UK,
Yeah.
people literally put themselves into prison because like they can't afford to live out on the streets. So they go into prison because at least they get 3 meals a day, they get TV time, they get to wash, like they get a bed. You gotta pay for that. Hello, Sky. Welcome. That's really fucked up.
I'm not like I hear you and I agree with you that like these people who commit these crimes are just the complete. They don't deserve to live, and that doesn't mean I'm for the death penalty.
You know what they should do instead?
What?
I've always said this, and it might sound a bit fucked up, but people who commit like really awful crimes, like murder, like murder for like no I hate to justify murder, but some people like murder out of self-defense. Like it's kind of hard to like lump them in with it. But let's say just people who fucking murder for the sake of it, rapists, like child molesters, like anyone who does like those like animal abusers, like those kind of people, like instead of killing them, put them in testing for products so that we don't have to test on animals anymore, and we test on them.
The reason I'm very
It's
like
pretty fucked
iffy
up,
about
but-
it is because it is a slippery slope. If it's the government handling it, it could. I mean, you hear stories about like African Americans who've been in prison for 50 years on charges that aren't even true. Imagine
that's
imagine if they had the death penalty. I mean, this is still coming out. There's a lot of like minorities who were executed on false allegations like 100 years ago, and now it's coming out that they were innocent.
That's really sad.
So this is as much as I want people like rapists and child molesters and animal abusers, as much as I don't want them to live, it's a very slippery slope to have the death penalty because humans make mistakes, and you could do that to the wrong person, and no one deserves that. So yeah. So that's what I found, and what I've got here is basically I think they found who did it. I think. So nursing home launches new investigation. So they hired an outsider person to do the investigation in like what the fuck is going on in this nursing home, and I'm pretty sure they caught the guy. I'm pretty sure I think it was I think it's this one here. Let's see. Yeah, the trial for the former, I don't know how to say that word, Hacinda nurse accused of raping and impregnating an incapacitated patient under his care has been pushed back as his attorney prepares to propose a possible plea argument. Is like
How can you argue
agreement. How
against
can
that?
How can you? Yeah, but not argument. Agreement.
Right.
But
Okay.
I mean, the guy is just doing his job. He like everyone should be afforded a lawyer. But I mean, fuck having to be this guy's lawyer. Fuck that. The good news is he's been caught.
Good.
So- But yeah.
I'm glad he's been caught. Fuck that person.
I mean, he was always gonna get caught. Like it's fucking DNA. Like
Yeah, it's his fucking fault. It's his fucking fault he got caught. People like that shouldn't exist.
exactly. They just shouldn't exist.
Shoot him on spot. As soon as you see him doing it. Bye.
until you get the wrong guy.
I won't. I've got good instinct. People know that. I know when people are evil. I actually do. I could tell evil.
Am I evil?
No.
I'm okay.
Trust me, you'll know an evil person.
No, I've got an eye for I got a sense of
An
like
eye for scumbags.
people. Yeah, there was I lived in a place with a family like 10 years ago, and it was a mom and the daughter was in high school, and she was dating this guy. He was like in high school, and he was just he's such a scumbag. Like I could just tell he's a fucking liar. And this family went out of their way to like look after him, gave him a place. Like he ended up moving in with them.
Sounds familiar.
So he was fed. He ended up like because he had a condition with his eyes, which to this day I believe was a lie. But they ended up basically getting a doctor's note saying that yep, he does have this condition, which entitled him to disability payments. And yeah, he started getting all these payments, and he was getting his food cooked for him, looked after, and it just turned out he was a fucking scumbag. And I said to him, I was like, I told you he's a cunt. Sorry, C word.
I say that all the time. Don't
I
said it
I
yesterday on
told
my
you that he's
stream.
an asshole. Yeah. I think they said that they ran into him a few years later at a train station, with a girl, and they had a baby. He was like 18 at the time.
Yikes.
So nothing wrong with that. It's just if you want to do that, go for it. But like just knowing the person, you could just tell that they weren't being smart about it. You can have a baby if you're 18 years old. You can have a baby whenever you want, as long as it's legitimate and you're ready for it. This person just didn't have it all together. Anyways, I was about to ask the same thing, Liv. What's this?
Oh, maybe about like my evil sense. I don't know. Because you asked, am I evil?
You're not.
No,
evil.
you asked if you're evil.
Oh, me? I'm not evil. I'm harmless. What did I do?
I'm joking. He's
Like,
literally, he wouldn't harm. Actually, no,
I-
he would. He would harm a fly. I'd harm a fly. I'd harm a mosquito.
We got a fucking fly. What do you call it? Bug spray, didn't we? Yep.
Sorry, I don't want to be eaten. My toe is literally on fire.
Your toes are on fire.
Yeah, 'cause one bit me like in the crease of my toe.
That's.
Yeah, it is so uncomfortable.
This is from the other night we went out with.
Yeah, something went out, guys. Yeah. So it's like, fuck. You're not evil. You're not evil, Sky. You're good. You're a good person. I can tell you're evil.
Yeah,
definitely
there's
some.
there's an aura about him. There's an energy.
What bit me? Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes bit me. They love me. They love my blood type. No, you're right. There's an aura. You can just tell. Like I can remember. Oh fuck. There was someone. Well, Rubik's can fucking back me up here. And you were the one who actually warned us about that person first. But this was over the internet. This was through Discord. The evil cat. I don't give a shit if
Oh.
she hits this. Fuck that bitch. But like, she was a clearly evil person. Like absolutely evil.
Yep.
She was in there to hurt people for the sake of hurting people because she enjoyed it. Like cat from Discord. I mean that isn't her real name, so it doesn't really bother me too much.
That
But,
wasn't
like,
a real name.
That's just a short time.
Oh, okay.
There's been a few, yeah, but Kat was definitely a standout. Like, she actually put some very dangerous accusations onto people, including you,
I know.
and it was dangerous. She was a bad person, and you could kind of tell as soon as she started like twisting a little bit. It was like, oh, I know what kind of person you are. You're one of those people who just you're just shit. You're just a shit person. They exist, unfortunately. Not everyone's a shit person. There's so many good people on this planet, but fuck, there are some shit people on this planet.
I've always said like most people doesn't matter if they're religious, not religious, if they're like whatever. Most people are, they just want to live their life and just they don't want to bother anyone. They want to get along with everyone. This is like 95% of the people that I've ever met anyways. Like I've met a lot of people, you know, and my impression has been like most people just want to do their thing, just want to have a bit of fun. They don't want to hurt anyone. But then there's the 5% that is just, they're just out there to just cause chaos and just
we are allowed to be
you
wild.
know.
But yeah, we did believe her, and this is the problem. Those people are very powerful and very good with words. Like they're clever. They know how to manipulate. That's the word. They are very manipulative people.
Yeah.
And you'd be amazed at the power of these people. Like someone who knows how to manipulate can do it to just about anyone. Even if you're strong-hearted. Like, some people don't fall for that shit, and trust me, when you deal with them over and over again, like, we've really picked up the signs now. Like, we know those classic characteristics of someone who's probably gonna be like that.
Yeah, well, let's try not to name names, because we don't know where this stuff is gonna go. But we've definitely had our share.
Oh, no, I only mentioned Kat because that was just a Discord name. Yeah. I literally don't care about that person. She is pure evil. Anyone else, I'm not going to mention names, but we've definitely had a few.
We have.
Fuck people.
And not in a good way.
Like, not actually.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I didn't start recording this episode, so I'm going to have to download it off
oh, it's alright, Bob.
off thing later.
I could just put it on.
So this is probably going to be like a 720p thing. See, this is what, like, when we were doing that one, wait, is it 720p or is it 1080p? I don't know what I'm streaming. Maybe someone can tell me. What are we streaming this on? Wait, we on video. Yeah, it's going to be 720p. Yeah. Anyways, that's okay. Whatever. The last one was 720p too, which is okay. This isn't a special effects podcast. It's just us sitting down talking, so that's fine.
I like the blur too.
Huh?
So I like the blur.
The blur.
The blur, it's like the back quality almost acts as like an airbrush.
Oh. Oh, good. I've got one more thing that I found, and it's during I think it was in California bushfires last year. So this is what happened. I'm just gonna click on the picture and then I'll share.
Fuck bad people. I agree.
So, Santa Clara County Fire, we're using an unlimited cell data plan to fight the largest wildfire in California state history. Verizon, spotting an opportunity, choked their data speed and jacked up their prices by over 100%. And this is a statement from the fire department. In the midst of our response to the Mendocino complex fire, County Fire discovered the data connection for OES 5262 was being throttled by Verizon, and data rates had been reduced to 1/200 or less than the previous speeds. Bowden wrote, these reduced speeds severely interfered with the OES 5262's ability to function effectively. My information technology staff communicated directly with Verizon via email about the throttling, requesting it be immediately lifted for public safety purposes. Verizon did not immediately restore full speeds to the device, however. Verizon representatives confirmed the throttling, but rather than restoring us to an essential data transfer speed, they indicated that County Fire would have to switch to a new data plan at more than twice the cost, and they would only remove throttling after we contacted the department that handles billing and switched to new data plan.
Fucking hell, man. Pieces of shit. What the fuck, dude?
So...
That's so shit.
What do you make of that? Like, you're just trying to save the environment, save people. Save people. You're trying to save people. Fuck the trees. Fuck the animals. You're trying to save lives. Okay. I'm not saying they're more important, but
Don't
you're
fuck
trying to
animals
you're
with the
trying to
trees,
save
love them.
lives. Okay. No, it's gonna cost you twice as much.
That's pretty.
You gotta call and change your plans.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking awful. That just shows you how fucking greedy people are.
Corporations.
And literally, they don't give a fuck. They actually don't give a fuck.
They-
It's genuinely scary how much they do not give a fuck about people. There is a literal fucking... California fires were big too. They were dangerous. They were threatening people's lives. Yet, despite people possibly dying and burning to death and losing their homes, nah, let's punch up the price.
Let's make more
That's
money.
fucking wank. That's real scum. Like, that's a scum fucking move. You
It
gotta,
is
you gotta
like
be
that.
a piece
Can't.
of shit.
To me, it's like what? Like this is like. I mean, okay, putting goodwill and all that shit aside, this is a good opportunity for a company to go. Look, guys, we're doing something good.
Yeah, you're
It's
still
good
being
PR.
selfish. Yeah.
Why the hell would you like try to make like an extra? I don't know, $200.
That's
It
gross.
makes no
That's super
sense.
gross. That's sick behavior.
It makes no sense.
It's like, fuck people's life. We want extra $200 a month. Like, fuck you. Like, absolutely fuck you. Have a bit of humanity. Jesus Christ, it doesn't
It
hurt.
doesn't hurt. Yeah, then it's not going to cost you. Like, I was under the impression that these government, like fire department, like paramedics and things like that, I thought they had like their own separate, like connection and things like that.
I mean, this kind of almost relates back to the conversation we had in the car the other day about Dartford Hospital and how like the car
yeah.
park owned by the it wasn't owned by the hospital, it was owned by a private company
Yeah.
who make shit tons by charging like £8 an hour.
That's
And
that,
none
yeah.
of that money goes to the hospital or the NHS whatsoever. It goes into a private bank. It's, that's that kind of pay. That's shit.
Yeah, that's shit. It's like, why am I going to a hospital? I'm not going for a fucking picnic. I'm probably going because I'm sick, or I'm going to visit, or I'm taking someone there who's sick, or I'm going to visit a sick relative.
The nurses had to pay parking.
Yeah. Oh my god. Hey, I'm going to work. I gotta pay for parking too.
They're already underpaid, and it's like, yeah, got pay for your parking as well. Imagine
crazy.
being a fucking rich person and buying out a hospital a car park to fucking profit from it.
And you know you're gonna make money from it
Yeah.
because people are gonna
Have
go
to
there.
go.
And I'm assuming because this is in Cornwall. This is
This is Plymouth. This
Plymouth.
is Devon.
So are there any other hospitals around?
A lot of people from Cornwall come up. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
because
pretty
there
busy
is-
hospital. Plymouth's a busy place.
But
Fuck, it's like it's always packed.
Yeah.
Dartford's
I'm
always
assuming
packed.
it's because there aren't other hospitals around, so that's the closest one people. Like it's like a main hospital.
It's a public hospital.
There's a public hospital, and that
Yeah.
how is it public owned privately?
It's a public hospital, but they've brought the car park. I don't like honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really lame. They've literally brought out the car park.
They just bought the car park. Holy shit!
Do you know what?
that's-
It's
that's
so
so
bad.
bad.
It's so fucking bad.
How
Do you
is
know how
that
much money?
legal?
Dad spent hundreds to go and visit someone who was dying, like literally dying. There is no coming back. This person is dying, and we've had to put aside hundreds just so we can go and visit them. And like we're not in a good fucking position like financially, and I can assure you most people who are going to visit sick people, terminally ill people, whatever, walking there can't fucking afford it. We were out of bank for a little bit because of those trips.
And £8 is a lot of money. £8 is like
An hour.
Oh my god, that's like $20 an hour.
Yeah. It's quite savage. Like it's not good parking prices. Like it maybe not an hour, but it was certainly it was extortionate prices. Like if you wanted to be there for like over like 5 hours, you were looking at like £20, which is about $40.
I'd like to start a movement and like out this hospital. I mean, it's got nothing to do with the
No,
hospital.
I feel bad
It's
for the hospital.
It's the car park place. Is there any other car parks around?
If you want to walk like ages, like, and I'm sure like some people who can't have disabilities or something,
Yeah.
like
The hospital itself didn't have parking.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the history behind it. I just know that the car park's privately owned.
Because sometimes, like hospitals, like they got the hospital we went to here, like had underground parking, like, and that was like what, like $4? I mean, we were only there for like half an hour. That cost me like $4, which is a lot.
Yeah, but
But it's
hopefully the
still-
money's going towards the hospital.
That's the thing. Like, it's for the hospital. It's not privately owned.
At least if the money was going towards the hospital, it would feel a bit better. Like,
But
going
it's
towards
publicly owned. You shouldn't have to pay. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to donate.
the NHS itself is a public, like, it's funded by the fucking public.
Yeah.
Like, we made it.
Mm.
Yeah, they're just doing whatever they can to fucking privatize it, and one of the first examples of privatizing it was fucking car parks. They're not fucking stopping, sweetheart. They've already gone into ultrasounds. Like, I ended up going. I don't know if I had to pay, but I know a couple of people who are actually having to start to pay to go and get an ultrasound, and they'll go into these rooms, and it would be like the people working there are like American.
Mm.
It's really strange. I'm not saying anything's wrong with American people, but like they're totally privatized.
I mean, that has nothing to do with like. Privatizing has nothing to do with the nationality of people who are working there.
No,
That
I'm
doesn't
just saying
matter.
it's really scary that a public-made thing like the NHS
Mm.
is being taken over by these companies just trying to make profit
Yeah.
off of something that we put in place to better like the public.
Yeah.
We put money towards that thing. We're not
Yeah.
putting money.
Aren't
towards
like 80% of the nurses in the UK Filipino?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Filipino nurses,
Yeah.
and they do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But they're fucking hella underpaid.
Yeah, the privatizing, I don't like that.
I don't agree with it in the slightest.
But
I
yeah,
think
it doesn't matter
sucks.
who's working there. It doesn't mean anything to do with the ownership. Because up in back where we were at the town, the doctors think there was a Canadian nurse working there. Yeah. So it's fucked up. It makes you go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the actual fuck? What's wrong with?
Yeah.
It's like you hear these stories and it just almost is like it's so out of whack. It's so like grossly evil that it's almost unbelievable.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't believe it.
You know what I mean? Like the parking thing I said, like
Or the charging the firefighters,
twice
twice the price.
I sometimes like
Why
I
should
had
they
to
even be
double
fucking
check. I had to
paying?
double check this stuff. Like because this is just a fucking picture that I saw. I actually had to look it up and make sure this is not made up, and it's true. It's actually published in a couple of newspapers. It's talked about because it's just so. It's so fucking. It's so evil. It's almost unbelievable.
It's shit.
Yeah.
Just goes back to bad people, like we were on about with
Yeah.
the disco people, and or the one who Michael's had to deal
Yeah.
with. She was a bitch. That's such a harsh word. I love that word. When someone's being an asshole, like you know you fuck someone off when you call when they call you a bitch.
Mm.
Like that's. Oof. I love that word.
Bitch.
Yeah, you're such a bitch.
She's such a
I love it. It's so it hits differently.
Biscuit is such a bitch. She is.
Yeah,
She's
she's a salty girl.
Alright, I think we should have an intermission. Go and get a drink.
Yeah.
And come back and do your
Yeah.
part.
Be ready to laugh, because mine's funny.
Good.
Like, the first bit's quite fucking funny, and then I go into, like, some more cool shit, which I know you'll enjoy.
Good. Alright, so I'm gonna put some lo-fi here for people who are gonna hang out.
Thank you for everyone who's already, like, been here. We really appreciate it. We love having you here.
And we will be back in a we just gotta go get a drink and just have a little break. So we'll be back very soon.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We have tea.
Tea.
What was the other thing? Can you get that word doc again? I'll put that out there now. How are we going with New
No,
Year's
do
res-
your segment first.
No,
This is unrelated.
This should be like our like little break bit.
We had a little intermission.
Okay. I think this is a good.
All right, sure. Okay,
Just
let's
to
do
get
it.
back into things.
All right, let's do it. So, just again, I
This
was
is
doing
quick.
some reading. What?
This is quick.
I was doing some reading, and it turns out that the third week of January usually is a low point for a lot of people because they realize that they're not going to make their New Year's resolutions. I mean, I've been there. I've done that. I like for so many years. I've always been like, yeah, this year I'm gonna fucking, I don't know, like I'm gonna lose weight, and then fucking 3 weeks in, I'm just like, no,
I feel like
it's
that.
not, it's not happening, and it hits you hard. Like it makes you feel depressed because it's like, you know what, I set myself up to do something positive for myself, and I didn't do it properly.
I actually have to lose weight this year. Like, I don't even have a choice. Because I
We'll get
refuse
to
to
it.
go back to the UK, and my fucking dad and sister going, oh my fucking god, what did you do to yourself whilst you were over in Australia? They wouldn't be that shallow, but like, I'm embarrassed from how much weight I've gained.
We'll get
So,
to it.
yeah, and considering we're gonna have to budget anyways, like, there we go, we can just starve.
Yeah.
Nah, we won't be starving, we will be... I made healthy, last night's dinner was healthy.
It was very healthy.
There's a bit of an echo. Oh.
There's a bit of an echo. How did that work?
I'm not sure. How bad is it? Is it because of the two mics?
I don't know why it's any. We haven't changed anything. I don't understand.
Yeah. It's off mine. Oh. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Let's have a look.
It is echoey in here. Like, this room has got a bit of an echo.
It does. That's true.
Is it unbearable, Meggles?
I haven't changed anything. Like it's.
And what's echoing? My voice? Now it sounds a bit better. Okay, it could be because I'm like talking quieter.
Maybe.
That could work.
Yeah. Anyways, we were saying that a third week, yeah. So we were just wondering how everyone's New Year's resolutions going. If you want to share, you know, obviously have to share with us.
If you had
If
any.
you had any, I personally had one resolution. I'll go first. I'll put my hand up to go first. I had one resolution, and that was, it wasn't even a resolution that I made on like fucking the 31st of December. It just sort of happened a couple of weeks ago with when we decided to actually go ahead with the podcast, and I wanted to be more sort of active on social media, not like posting memes and shit, but like just I decided to like start voicing my opinions on social media a lot more, and I've been doing that a little bit. Like I've been posting on Twitter about different video games and things that I've been playing, and obviously with Twitch, I've decided to do the twice a week stream thing, so that's going to be another sort of like putting myself out there a little bit. With the podcast is another thing I'm going to put myself out there. It's mainly on the social media sphere thing. I want to, because I'm pretty good at voicing my opinions in person, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright.
You could be dismissive, but that's
Yeah.
that's okay. You're working on that.
That's true. And it's no biscuit, you can't have my tea.
Hey, it's okay. I love you.
Do you think Biscuit's got a New Year's resolution?
Yeah, to be the fluffiest cat. Biscuit, sweetheart, you're gonna burn your tongue if you drink my tea. Mine is to mainly grow my channels, which means posting more on social media. That's really cool, Meggles. You've been doing amazingly at that already. I don't know why she's suddenly got an interest in tea. Do you want to cuddle?
What's going on, Biscuit?
She's crazy.
We need to get her a brush.
Yeah. I think you're doing a really good job of that already, Miggles. Mine's to just keep up my art stuff, lose weight. Because I really need to lose weight. I shouldn't have ever learned how to bake last year. That was the fucking worst idea. And get back to the UK. That is actually...
I don't know if that's a resolution.
No,
that's more of a
that's
plan.
A goal. That's a goal. I really want to go back to the UK this year.
Yeah, that's a plan.
Yeah, that is happening.
Yeah. A resolution, I think, is something that you gotta.
I need to lose weight.
That's a resolution.
And feel good about myself. I don't want to be like losing weight to like please others. I want to be losing weight to feel better.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, because I literally walk around, like I was complaining to you yesterday, like chub rub is such an annoying thing. I just want to get to the point where I don't get fucking chub rub when I'm walking around. Because it's so fucking annoying. Like I just want to walk. I like walking. And I just want to feel better. Also continue working on my anxiety. That's a really good goal.
That's really
Do you ever
important.
need any like tips or anything or tricks or tips and tricks for fucking anxiety? I can give you some stuff that help me. It might not necessarily help you, but it's always out there.
Yeah, Ran and I have both had our share of anxiety. I found it like for me personally, and again, this is something that couldn't work for everyone, but for me, it just came down to like practice and just practice. And I learned this off someone. They said there's no such thing as confidence, it's only portrayal of confidence. People act confident. No one's actually a confident person. Everybody acts confident, you know. And I found that to be true because like take teaching for example. I struggled like at the start of my career. I really struggled with like speaking in front of kids.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I'm not confident. I can't, like, I'm not confident. And then they're like, just act confident. Just act like you're confident. And it will just click. And I remember one time, this was during my first prac, because I used to be very quiet when I was talking in front of the kids. I used to be very, like, my voice used to shake a lot. I used to just, I don't know, I couldn't make eye contact properly with the kids because I was like, I'm not confident. But then they said, there's like, just pretend like you're confident. And then I tried it and it actually worked. I just pretended like I know what I'm doing. And it turned out like during lessons and things like that, even if I was making a mistake, I just I'm not saying the content, like not when the content is wrong. I'm talking about when things didn't go according to my plan, like something going wrong with the technology or the video not working. I would just act like I knew that was gonna happen, and that automatically helped with confidence. That automatically was like, yeah, I got this. So that's something that worked for me.
That was in a presentation I watched.
Just with anxiety, huh?
When I was because before my finals in uni, I had to do that big presentation.
Yeah.
I was absolutely fucking shitting it. I hate presentations. I don't think you ever get used to presentations, honestly. But I was watching this TED talk on like basically how to overcome like stage fright, and like one of the things she said is like just fake it until you like actually become it. Like just fake being confident.
It works.
Oh yeah, it does.
It really works.
I do it with stream all the time.
And I can see it every time before the stream, like even before the podcast, you know, you're nervous and so am I.
Yeah.
It's like when you go, it's just as soon as it happens, you just act it. I mean, I'm still fucking nervous, like.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can tell.
No, not really.
But it also becomes like, because once you get into it, you
get used to it.
You get used to it. You stop thinking about it because like you're not thinking about them. They're focused on something else.
Mm-hmm.
I found the same with teaching. Like, because I'm not thinking about the fact that I'm nervous and I'm focused on what I'm doing. It just automatically goes away because I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Whereas like before I do it, like, and it's the same like every single morning, like before I pick up the class and take him, I'm like, oh, fuck, like I gotta go and talk to him for. But as soon as like I'm there, because my focus is on something else, it just goes away.
I'm with night rules on this, that I get nervous every time I stream. I'm very anxious before I
I can
stream.
understand, yeah, I can.
But as soon as you get into it, it's like, okay, I'm in. like this is. It gets easier, especially when like like, cause I've been streaming for like over half a year now.
Yeah.
Like you get used to it. It's not what you get used to it. The anxiety still sticks. Like it's still definitely there. Like I'll get some days where I'll literally turn around to Liv and be like, I don't want to stream. Like I'm gonna cancel. Like I'll do that. I'll be like, I'm gonna cancel. Can't do it. And then he's just like, no, just get your social presence. You can do it. And it's like, shit. Just go over it. It can be done. It's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard work. Anyone who has to deal with anxiety, you're fucking troopers. It
is very
such a
difficult.
hard thing to deal with.
And I'm not giving myself a pat on the back because I've been able to do it or anything like that. It's just experience saying like overcoming anxiety. I don't think you're ever gonna overcome it. For me, I don't think I'm like a less anxious person. I just know how to handle it. I know how to control it.
Yeah. I'll give myself a pat on the back. 100%. I would never have done something like this last year. No, the year before. Like, never.
You have done a lot.
Yeah, it takes growth. It's hard. But,
well done.
Same as you. Fabulous. Just learn tools to deal with it, 100%. That's what you can do.
Yeah, and deal with it, not in the sense of deal with it. No, it's like
learn to move on and like live with it.
You're the one in charge of it. You know, you're the one in. It's the same with I found with depression. I was it's a very common thing. Like people have it's a very out there thing. Like a lot of people have depression. I've found that I don't think it ever goes away. You just control it. It's like that film, Babadook.
Babadook. Yeah, it's a fucking psychological thriller, but at the ending shows you that she got a hold of it.
You tame it.
Yeah.
You know, you know, I don't think I'll ever be I don't think I'll ever not have depression. Yeah. And that's fine. As long as, because I can manage it. I know it's there. I know the moments where I'm not feeling it. I understand it, and I know what I need to do to sort of channel that energy into something else that's gonna help me go back to my more balanced mood.
Yeah. No, Babadook is a really good example of that. She that was a real good take on mental illness. Because it was totally to do with her mental illness, and the way that she controls it at the end, she locks up and feeds it, it's fucked up, but it's good. That's what you gotta do. Instead of letting it control you, you've got to control it.
You control it, yeah.
Obviously, that can't always be the case. But
it's hard work.
Yeah, I think it's pretty human for people to. I mean, so many people deal with this stuff. I don't actually know many people who don't have.
I don't know anyone who's never experienced it or who doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Anyone I know is either sort of managing it or
it's pretty human.
Has been through it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Your turn.
My turn.
Yep.
Do you know what the best part about this? My part, Liv has no idea. He has no idea, what I brought to the table this time. And I've only got two, okay? Because they kind of fit in with each other. And I think I'm gonna leave the a specific one for last because I know you're gonna get into this.
Alright.
But we had an example. We had something weird happen to us this week, and it kind of just made me want to look into these kind of people. I'm not gonna go on to it because it's personal information.
I don't know what you're talking about.
you would, but I'm not gonna say it because it's personal. But I'm already fascinated by the weird and wonderful side of humans and their beliefs and their like almost need to feel like there's something else.
Oh,
we talk
right,
about this
yes,
stuff, or they
yeah.
feel that there's something like the government isn't telling us, or something like
Yeah.
that, and it's almost insane to see like these, like, basically why humans need conspiracies, right? And I understand why we're so interested. I'm interested, right? Like, but like some conspiracies are so big that like almost like over half the world's population believe in them. Like, do you know what America's most popular conspiracy theory is?
Right now?
No, ever, of like all time.
No.
The assassination of JFK.
JFK, okay.
Like, everyone's so fucking like weirded out about it.
Mhm.
They all think it's someone else. Like, it's just nuts. People like need it. It's like I think it's that excitement of like having something wrong and like you want to kind of figure it out. And don't get me wrong, like there have been conspiracy theories that have actually turned out true.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as intense, but like it's just that right. So I want to go with one of America's popular ones, and by popular, only 4% of Americans believe in this, but that's 12 million people. That's 12
a lot
million
of
people who
people, yeah.
believe in this. Now, can you take a guess what these people might believe in?
There's a lot of them, I don't know.
But just think of something that's like, what the fuck? Like you look at it and you're like,
There's so
fucking-
many. There's like flat earthers, there's vaccinations, there is QAnon, there is
I was gonna do QAnon, but I wanted to. Roswell will come up.
Roswell.
I am
yeah,
gonna talk about Roswell.
Roswell, obviously, like UFOs, aliens, JFK.
So okay,
Yeah.
you will laugh, and I don't believe in this, but this 12 million people believe in this. Because a man named David Icke, who was a New Age philosopher, he published a book called The Biggest Secret. And in this book it suggests that all powerful people are lizards. That is right, 12 million Americans believe in lizard people. And 12% of Americans are unsure whether they are true or not. Like, they're still on the fence of it.
But why lizards?
Why lizard people?
Yeah, why not, like,
honestly,
I don't know.
I don't know. but,
Why
like-
not fucking
So-
snakes or fucking rats? Or,
Apparently
like,
they're
what?
cold-blooded. Like, honestly, it's one of
Oh,
the most
because they're cold-blooded.
confusing theories. I can't believe how big it is. People genuinely
12
believe in this shit.
12 million individuals believe that rich people are
Okay, it's not
lizards.
rich people. So his book basically suggested that the world's top rulers, celebrities, like just famous people are actually shape-shifting, cold-blooded reptilian humanoids seeking to control the earth.
You know what you said about the video we were watching about like aliens living amongst us? I think that's more likely to be true than lizards.
Oh, I'm going on to aliens
Oh,
after
sorry,
this. It's all
yeah.
good because, like, to be honest, there's actually scientific evidence to possibly, like there's the slimmest chance that actually could be a
What,
reality.
lizards?
No, aliens.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm
But,
saying like
um,
that's more plausible
But like,
than
but
fucking.
the reason why I'm saying lizard people is because people believe that lizard people are an alien race. So in a sense,
Okay.
it kind of like links in. Why the fuck they're lizards? I don't know. Like, they're just. Like, but apparently, good examples of lizard people are the Freemasons, the Illuminati, which is already a conspiracy in itself, the royal family,
That I've heard of,
Beyonce and
yeah.
Jay-Z.
No, but even like the Queen.
Oh yeah, there's photos of the Queen. Like, you go online and you type in like Queen Elizabeth reptilian, and like there'll there'll be like images pointing to like a green part of her skin. Like,
I want to see this.
this is
Queen Elizabeth.
It's so shit. It's so
Reptilian?
shit. But yeah. So the lizard people apparently come from a constellation named Draco. I don't know where the fuck this comes from.
Look at this.
It's laughable. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those weird conspiracies that I'm not sure why someone like, because the guy David Icke, he's a new age philosopher.
This is the reptilian elite that you're talking about. It's actually made its way to the Time magazine.
It made it. No, I'll go on to that. It made it into national news during the 2008 elections, where people actually wrote down lizard people in the ballot.
I love it.
It's fucking insane, isn't
I
it?
love it.
So, like I was saying earlier, the conspiracy theory is you're a constellation because, girl, you added us wild and shit. Thank you so much for coming by. So 4% of Americans, that's about 12 million Americans, actually believe that lizards rule us. So, now we're going to go into how do you identify a lizard person according to David Icke? There are many characteristics that can prove somebody to be a reptilian humanoid, including green eyes. Check. Good eyesight and hearing. Check. Having red hair. I don't have red hair. A sense of not belonging to the human race. Check.
Wow.
Unexplained scars on the body. Yeah,
I can
check.
explain every scar on my body.
Love of space. Check. We love space, like space.
Like
Space,
space,
planet,
like outer
stars,
space.
yeah.
Okay.
And low blood pressure. Now, I find it funny because like I tick most of these, and I can assure you I'm not a reptilian. I am not cold-blooded.
You're not cold-blooded.
But another thing that a lot of people notice, especially when they're looking out for like celebrities who are reptilians, is when if people smile, like if they grin like that, if you can see their bottom teeth, they could be a reptilian. So grin, baby. Oh my god, I can see your bottom teeth.
Yeah, but how? Like, what kind of grin do you want?
Just a normal smile, like with your teeth out. Yep, you can see your bottom teeth. See, we might have a reptilian. Yeah, but we are.
I don't have
Fucking
green
yeah.
eyes. I don't
Same.
have red hair. Kind of cold-blooded.
So why would lizard people like want to be on this planet? So basically, the answer is really simple. They want world domination, as most aliens apparently do. These lizard people have been visiting Earth since ancient times, and have even been breeding with humans. So now we've got lizard-human
Interspecies,
hybrids.
wow.
Yeah. To this day, to like 2021, to this day, there is no evidence of a lizard person.
That's surprising.
There is literally no evidence whatsoever that a lizard person exists. However, it did make national news in 2008 with that ballot.
I just can't.
It's one of America's most popular conspiracy theories.
I know people think Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard.
Yeah, Mark's a good example. I think he's a fucking robot. He's fucking weird.
He is
Like,
really
he acts fucking strange.
He is very strange. He's a strange person. He's a very strange person. His demeanor is just so...
It's
there's
unhuman.
There's just something not right.
I think
He's
just
either
fucking sick of it.
he's either got like what do you call it, like copies of himself, just because maybe he thinks he's going to be assassinated or something, who all act fucking weird. You know,
That's fucking weird.
I don't know.
According to Doctor Who, they're called Slytherins. We watched the Slytherin episode. You know the fat green ones?
Oh, they're thick.
Yeah,
with
thick
the
babies.
nails.
And they fart all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, them ones.
Yeah.
I fucking love Doctor Who. But
12
So-
million people. What the fuck?
But one fun fact about conspiracies that it's actually extremely rare for a conspiracy to be believed by more than 25% of the human population. So if you've
Okay.
got a conspiracy that more than 25% of the human population believe in, that's when things start getting interesting. And one conspiracy theory, I guess, I guess there's kind of fact to this, that over half the world's population believe in is the existence of aliens. We're not just talking alien life, we're talking of sentient, smart aliens. Over half the human population believes in it, and understandably, they are such that they're in the media, like, people are really interested in them. Like, it's a fascinating idea. Like, I think it's pretty weird to think that we could be like the only sentient.
It's very
species in
that's
the
my
world.
thinking too. Like, because I have no proof of this, obviously, but I find it hard to believe with like how fucking massive the universe is. We're the only fucking things.
It's not a nice thought, actually.
It's very lonely.
It's a very lonely thing, and like, quite frankly, like the possibility of life is so high. Like, absolutely, there is a huge possibility that there is sentient, intelligent life that are like they've advanced in technology. Like, you just take into account things like, if you look at our own solar system, for example, and our Earth, and like it's a rocky planet. It's a perfect distance from the sun to be not too hot, not too cold, basically to withstand life. Now, NASA have found about 10,000 planets in different solar systems that have this perfect distance where they could actually like obtain life. So you've got 10,000 possibilities of life, potentially.
Yeah.
And who's to say that those life forms couldn't be way more advanced than us, or maybe at the same level? Maybe there's just another planet somewhere with humans on it. Like, you never know. Like, the possibilities are absolutely endless.
And those are the planets that NASA's seen.
Yeah, that's
Think of all the
yeah.
ones that they haven't. They have no clue like where they are.
That's what I mean. Like, you have
It's
no.
It's
you just have no
ridiculous. Yeah.
idea.
To me, it's ridiculous to believe that. No, we're the only ones here.
No, I don't believe it
'Cause
either.
It's. I don't.
But for so many years, like almost 100 years now, people have been like, and this is like documented in the news. I mean, like it's been since even before Roswell, people had always been aware of something, or they've at least heard of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Roswell really did help. Obviously, that thing was huge.
Yeah.
But it's been around since, like, I think the earliest like recorded thing of a UFO was in 1914, so over 100 years ago now.
Was that the Battle of Los Angeles?
No.
I thought that was the first recorded.
No, I mean, like, anything that's ever been documented. That was a huge one that got documented. I don't think it was that long ago.
What
I
happened
don't
in
know.
1914?
When was the Battle of Los Angeles?
I was
actually?
like, it was so old that they didn't have, like, they couldn't take photos. They had to draw it.
The one that happened in 1914 was literally just like a few witnesses in a city that saw like lights over like the sky, and they didn't know what it was. Like,
Battle of Los Angeles.
1942. Okay, so it was before Roswell.
They had cameras in 1942.
Not very good cameras, but since 1910 there have been 100,000 UFO sightings recorded in the US alone.
Fuck.
That's a lot of UFOs.
Who's
and
driving them?
we don't know.
Yeah, exactly,
Just because it's a UFO doesn't necessarily mean it's alien. Like
Oh, yeah, it could be like secret government missions or something.
yeah. I mean, like you don't know though. 1914 would have took a pic, but I was minus 83 years old. But no, this if anyone's interested, actually, you can actually go onto an ArcGIS map. I had to learn ArcGIS. It's the most bullshit mapping program. It's really good for research, basically. But someone's made an ArcGIS map which has recorded like all UFO sightings, and you can go around and have a look at like where they've seen
That's
it.
sick.
Now, when it comes to like UFOs in general, like when you think of a UFO, like you think of like the classic like
Yeah, so
saucer,
sphere, like saucer.
shape,
Yeah.
and when you think of aliens, you think of like the little
E.T.
men with the big eyes,
Yeah.
like grey aliens, because
Yeah.
there's different species that people are, like apparently know.
I automatically picture like either E.T. or those like green lizard guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I automatically think of like, you know, the South Park aliens.
Oh right,
That's
yeah.
what I think. I think
yeah.
the big
Where
the big
did they
eyes.
come from?
They're called grey aliens. They've been around since way before
What's the
Roswell.
story behind that?
You know what? That isn't something I looked into. But the thing is, this topic that I'm talking about now, we can branch this into so many episodes. Like I'm literally on the absolute tip of the iceberg with this one. So the first sighting of a saucer one.
Yeah.
This happened in 1947. Funnily enough, the same year as Roswell, but before Roswell. It was a civilian pilot, and he was flying past Washington's Mount Rainier? Is it a mountain?
I don't know.
And he reported that 9 blue glowing objects flew past him in a V formation, traveling at a speed of 1,700 miles per hour.
Fuck.
While he first believed that these flying objects were military owned, like that was his first, like that he was like, it's got to be military, like
Right.
it has to be military. But the government actually stated that no one had been near that area that day.
Okay.
So this is the U.S. military as well. So there could have been a possibility this could have been someone else's military. Like
Yeah.
we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
mean, this was
47.
47. Yeah. So this is.
So
like,
this is actually
sort of
like
the
before
start of-
1947, like before Roswell. Actually, it wasn't a very popular thing. UFOs haven't actually been mad popular. Obviously, the Battle of Los Angeles was probably one of the big kicks in
Yeah.
1942, but like since then it kind of died down. Now, the blue glowing objects he described as like a saucer, like if you skip it across the water, it looked like that.
Okay.
And that's how the phrase flying saucer was popularized.
Wow.
So that's where the term comes from.
Oh, sick. I didn't know
Now,
where that comes from.
Of course, another very popular incident that happened in 1947 was
Roswell.
obviously the Roswell incident, which is still a really controversial topic to this day. It's still very well discussed. There's still people bringing out like evidence and then it getting debunked. Like I read into this article yesterday of this woman who was looking through her granddad's slides, like a picture camera, and she was looking through the slides.
Yeah.
And it came across like this photo of this small body, like this, like it looked like an alien. Like it looks like an alien, big head, like big eyes, small like flimsy
Right.
body in like a glass chamber.
What
And
the
she was
fuck?
like, what the actual fuck? It was taken around the same time that Roswell happened, and obviously she lived around there. It took them 3 years to basically develop them and get in contact with people who were at the Roswell site to people who actually claim to have been there to see bodies. Even though it was apparently a weather balloon. That was later actually debunked. It was actually a military test of something. It wasn't alien, but the military literally came forth and was like, it wasn't a weather balloon. Which is strange, because now they've changed the story 3 times now.
Yeah.
So, of course, everyone's going to have their suspicions. And you also have, like, a lot of people who were there recovering it who actually swear by the fact that there were beings there. Now, this woman spent years, like, trying to clear the photo up and everything. It got so popular within the Roswell, like, UFO investigators. Because anyone can be a UFO investigator. It's literally, if you want to start investigating UFO incidences, there you go, bam, you're there. And obviously, it's a huge community. People were very into it.
Yeah.
And it was really savage because, like, this photo finally got leaked because the government actually told them, you can't leak this. Like, you're not allowed to leak this. And then when they leaked it, it instantly got debunked as a photo of a mummified child.
What? I want to see
Yeah.
this photo.
Just type in Roswell.
I mean, I've seen photos of like Roswell.
Alien.
Roswell alien. Tony Hawk.
No, type in mummy after that.
Autopsy.
No, not that one. That one's very fake. I know what you're on about though.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
like the mummy. Yeah, once it was released, it was a mummified child. It's that one, the Guardian.
That one?
Yeah. It's that photo, and it looks really weird. You will see it if you scroll down. But it was a mummified child, and like it actually was a mummified child. Like if someone managed to clarify the photo so much that you actually saw no, there was a tag on the
Why
photo.
is-
I don't know. You gotta go down.
Is that the video?
That's it. You can kind of see it. I don't know why it's being like that. Everything it's saying is giving me Doctor Who vibes, and I love it. It's a very strange mummified child. I'll give you that. Like it's got a huge head. Like
You should put that on stream.
you reckon?
Yeah.
Do you want to just link me that?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll show you the photo. It's pretty cool. Apparently, it was debunked really easily, and like the 2 people
whose
researching
Discord are we
it
on?
felt like idiots. Like they felt like absolute fucking idiots. Because obviously they'd been researching this for like years. They had been talking about it for years, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, it's actually bullshit. It was a mummified child. But like this is just send it to Bram.
Oh yeah. So, oh, fuck, I'm having a brain fart.
It's
Sorry.
okay. It's fine. but like I'm not even like halfway into like this topic. Sorry, bear with me, guys. I didn't mean to go so on to that. Just getting you up the photo now so you guys can see it.
I mean, it's really not like the worst. I feel like if I had seen this without any context, I would have guessed it's a child.
Fair enough, but basically this photo it looked weird, right? And without any evidence and the fact that it was in like this glass thing, everyone was really confused. And there were so many like there were people. They actually went around and interviewed like firefighters and stuff who were part of the crash.
Yeah.
And asked them if it looked familiar, and people said that looks really similar to what we actually recovered.
Fuck.
There's so many witnesses. Like it's absolutely insane at how many witnesses there are to this thing, and like I still don't know. I'll be honest. Like it's a strange one, but it's just like the moment, like because it happened on the 5th of July. This is also another. It just Roswell itself is another incident that like a lot of people believe in.
Yeah.
They all think it's a cover-up.
What, Roswell?
Yeah, they all think it was actually aliens. Most people, a lot of
Yeah.
people really do believe
You
it
know,
was aliens.
if you ever watch Futurama,
Yeah.
that explains what happened at Roswell. Have you seen that episode?
No, I haven't.
It's so good.
But so I found something interesting about like Roswell and stuff. So on 8th of July 1947, Roswell Army Airfield, the RAF, issued a press release stating that a flying disc had crashed on a ranch near Roswell during a powerful storm. Later in the day, as government scientists arrived in the area, the story appeared to change. A press conference was held, and it was stated instead that a weather balloon had crashed. Reporters were shown debris said to be taken from the crash area. They took photos of like them holding tinfoil and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
Such as foil, rubble, and wood, which appeared to confirm that the object had been a weather balloon. It actually wasn't a fucking weather balloon, which is really interesting.
Yeah, because you said the military came
Yeah,
out
the
and
military
said,
actually admitted
no,
it wasn't. It was actually an
wasn't us."
experiment.
Yeah. Wow.
Also, hello, mate. That's fine. So, one thing that I found really interesting about the Roswell incident is that between 1945 and 1948, there were actually 7 crashes reported around Roswell.
Shit, I never heard of that.
I'd never heard of them either, but this is from a guy called Chuck Wade. He's a local. He's actually ex-military as well.
Okay.
So we'll go through the 7 crashes. So the first one, and he's got some real details on it. First one was, oh wait, no, they weren't all in Roswell, but they're close. It's New Mexico.
Yeah.
So first one was San Antonio, New Mexico, in 1945 in August, and apparently the craft was 25 to 30 feet long, and it was avocado shaped. The second UFO. These are all reported. Like these are all reported things. The second UFO crash happened the night of the 1st and 2nd of July in 1947 on the plains of San Agustin, New Mexico. The craft was apparently 32 feet in diameter. They've got like this is like the stuff that they've.
That's fucking massive, though.
Oh, this isn't the biggest. The third UFO crash that was studied by MUFON investigators. They're a little bit wacky, but they're interesting. They called this site the alternative site. That was southwest of Roswell, and it was 25-foot oval-shaped craft. The fourth UFO crash that happened, because most of these are happening in 1947 around the Roswell crash, actually.
Right.
And keep in mind, there were actually a lot of UFO sightings in 1947 as well. People reported a lot of UFO activity.
I wonder why.
It's strange,
why
isn't it?
in 1947?
I don't know, but the fourth one was near the north of Roswell, 4th of July 1947. Which was the incident.
Yeah.
That was the one that made news. Okay, so that was the big one. That's what made Roswell. The fifth one. This happened 75 miles northwest of Roswell and 30 miles southeast of Chuckstown. in a place called Corona
Great.
in New Mexico. Apparently, the craft was 100 foot in diameter.
Holy fuck.
And we know that it scattered truckloads of debris at the Corona debris field.
How can they cover that shit up? 100 foot.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what the actual fuck? Like, how could someone not see that?
That's crazy.
The sixth one, the site was called, it's the Jim Ragsdale site, located 53 miles west of Roswell in the foothills of Captain Mountains. This craft was only 20 foot in diameter. I don't understand how they've measured them, but okay.
Yeah,
and the
someone had proper, like, enough time to go in. I mean, unless, I don't know who your sources are, but I'm just saying, like...
It's like a proper
they
little
would've-
research
yeah,
team.
they
They've been
would've-
around for
Yeah,
years.
they would have had time to go and, like, get a fucking tape measure out and start... Like,
Yeah,
measuring.
and the seventh UFO site was in 1948, 25th of March, and this was in the Hart Canyon, about 9 miles north of Aztec, New Mexico. This craft was 100 foot in diameter and landed completely intact on the 25th of March.
Wow. Where is it now?
I don't fucking know. I'm presuming it landed. Once is a random event, 7 times is a pattern. Right? It's really fucking
Yeah.
strange. Over the course of 3 years, like, they had 7 actual recorded crashes.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, UFO activity was so common around there. Like, the whole lights in the sky thing had already been a thing before Roswell even happened. And Roswell didn't even get popular until 1980. Like, people didn't actually, it didn't leave New Mexico until, like, around 1980. But,
Wow.
yeah, it's fucking insane. But, like, the possibility of aliens actually existing really isn't impossible. That's the interesting
it's-
part about this topic, is like, it's not actually totally impossible for this to maybe have happened. It's so
I would
slim.
be
The chance
more,
is slim.
yeah, I would be more surprised to find that like we're the only. Sorry, I can't make up my mind with this thing. Yeah, I agree. I'll be very surprised to find out, like, if I was to find out that, like, there's no alien
It's
life.
absolutely
Yeah.
fascinating to read through these people.
Yeah.
Like, these people, like, this whole community are so involved and invested, and like, they get their hands on some fucking weird shit that you look at and you're like, okay, like,
That's
weird.
weird.
As
Yeah.
shit. Like, that's so weird. Hi, Ruby. But there's loads of different examples. I just wanted to bring Roswell up because, like, especially with the 7 crashes around it, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
But we even had a moment in 2020 where researchers had announced that they had a very mysterious beam of energy in the form of, like, radio signal in the electromagnetic spectrum at 980 megahertz. The beam came from the closest star to our own, which is called Proxima Centauri. This solar system actually has a rocky world, which is 17% larger than the Earth, and could possibly, like, it's in the Goldilocks zone of that solar system, and it could contain life. And they're getting some really weird radio signals from them. Have you ever heard of the WOW signal?
No.
It's a really famous one. You know SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. SETI is SETY. But if you type in the WOW signal, they actually had, like, a radio recording come through. Like, it actually made the guy write "wow" next to the readings because he was just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Just woke up on my nap.
The
and
WOW
was still
signal
like,
was a
"Hey."
strong narrowband radio signal received on August 15, 1977 by Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope in the U.S. Then used to support the research.
SETI.
Support what?
SETI. SETI is Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. That's their name.
Support the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Signal appeared to come from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius and bore the expected hallmarks of extraterrestrial sign. Fuck, I want to see this.
Yeah, like, the guy was so
What-
interested.
What does that mean?
I have no idea, but the guy who was
You should put this
listening at the
picture up so
time was
people
just
can
like,
see it.
yeah.
It's like just so for like later if we've got this on the audio podcast. By the way, we are everywhere. We're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Pocket Casts, we're on basically anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're there.
Don't worry, I've got it.
Obviously on YouTube. So you know, if later on you want to go back and listen to this stuff or watch this stuff, just yeah, it's all there.
But yeah, this is the wow signal. Like they had nothing like it, and like the person listening in was literally like he actually had the
Yeah,
right
so-
wow. He was like, what the fuck?
So what
man?
we've got essentially is a bunch of numbers written in vertical, and then these numbers, sorry, a combination of numbers and letters. So it says, like from top to bottom, it says 6EQUJ5, and then they've circled these numbers and letters, and someone's written "wow!" exclamation mark next to it. So what that means, I have no clue. Why are those sequences "wow"? Um, but that is crazy. It says astronomer Jerry R. Amen discovered the anomaly a few days later while reviewing the recorded data. He was so impressed by the result that he circled the reading on the computer printout 6EQUJ5 and wrote the comment "wow" on its side, leading to the event's widely used name.
It was a signal from outer space that was just like it was a massive anomaly, but it lasted
Yeah.
for a while, and that's why it's like a wow moment. You're like, okay, like you're actually receiving something. Like there is a signal being pumped out somewhere.
That's crazy. See,
But
that
yeah, they
stuff,
had-
like, to me, it's like that stuff isn't like because I'm such a firm believer that there is something out there, that it doesn't surprise me. But holy shit,
It's
that
so
would be,
cool.
yeah, it's amazing. Like, imagine being the guy who like saw this first.
He was very excited. He was very very happy about it. But
There it
there was
is.
another really there was another really interesting thing that happened 2 years before this. So in 2018.
Okay.
I don't. You guys might have heard of this one. It's the Oumuamua or whatever it is, like that really long cigar-shaped asteroid that
No clue.
NASA was tracking. So it's a cigar-shaped object that's like hurtling through fucking the solar system.
Yeah.
And the entity is considered to be just a comet flung around by another star. But close observations showed that it was accelerating. This comet is accelerating as if something was propelling it.
Oh.
Yeah, and scientists still to this day aren't sure why. And a person called Avi Loeb, who is a Harvard University astrophysicist, actually proposed that instead of a comet, it could be an interstellar visitor, and it could be an alien probe pushed by a light sail.
That's cool.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
really strange.
I like that.
No worries, Ruby. Thank you so much. It's called. I don't know how to pronounce it. Moa.
Oh, that's cool.
But like this is what they think it looks like. It's just like a
Oh,
really
that's
long
not the
cigar
actual
shape.
image.
No, this is like them actually finding it, recording it. But like they're finding it strange. Like it's actually being propelled by something, which
Yeah.
is kind of fucking odd.
That's weird, yeah.
Yeah. And my last bit on this topic, even though this topic can be delved into on so many different levels, like I next week I want to go into like the sightings in Yorkshire, like the London sightings. Like there's so many different ones. There's so many like very intense ones that you've got to look at. They're just fucking insane. But 2020 was also a really good year for UFO fanatics because the Pentagon actually released 3 videos which documented UFOs.
They're declassified.
Yeah, they're declassified. Yeah, they actually released them, and it's the third one's very fun because you can actually hear them. Like the guys
What
going
is
like,
that?
"What the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
like, wow.
I've seen them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was interesting, and they are interesting
Yeah,
to
and
watch.
this
They're
is
very strange.
this is like military grade like technology used to track this shit on like in the Earth's atmosphere, and yeah, it's crazy. It's crystal clear.
Oh,
Well,
it's
obviously,
not.
like it's because it's from far out, but you like crystal clear in the sense that you can see like there's something out there, is moving very fast, and they don't know what it is.
I really like this third one though. The third one like makes me laugh a bit because you can literally hear the guys just like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
wow, like this shit is nuts. I just want to find one that hasn't got fucking music over it 'cause it's really annoying. We'll show you though, 'cause like this isn't like this shit's public information. Like
Classified 3 videos taken by US Navy pilots that showed unidentified.
Of defense, these are unidentified.
like these are actually like real footage.
videos which add fuel to the
We'll get rid of the volume just so you can see it. But like this is actually like footage from that's been released by the Pentagon of like things, and the way that thing turned, like it's really strange.
Yeah, they don't know what it is.
Yeah,
can't be- it
it's
can't be
unidentified.
an
They
air
have no
balloon.
fucking idea. Like
It's going way too fast.
it's bizarre stuff, and like the way it tilts and stuff is like
Yeah.
weirdly. Like that shit's strange, man. Like I looked at like people
That
were
one.
really excited.
I like that one. As you can see, it's going over the ocean, but look how fucking fast it's going.
You can hear them cheering as well when they catch
Yeah.
that, 'cause they're trying to catch it.
Yeah,
videos have
it's like
been
locked.
leaked in the past, but the US government now
That's
confirmed
crazy.
they are
Is that the
getting-
ocean under it? It looks like a bit of
In a
water, but I
statement, the
could be
Department
wrong.
of Defense said it was releasing the videos.
Wow.
Yeah, so that actually exists. There are things that is going fucking fast. It's going really fast, but the whole topic of like just UFOs and like aliens and stuff is just so big. Like I've literally scraped the surface.
Yeah, it's massive.
Like
No, there's so much stuff out there.
it's really insane, and it's really fun to watch actually. Like I think I'm gonna bring a little bit more next week because there's a couple of stories that I think are
The
really
best one I've heard that like at the time people were like, this guy's fucking crazy. You've seen the meme, the guy with the weird hair going like aliens. Have you seen that? So it was like I find it funny that it's on on the History Channel because it's not really history. It's like it's conspiracy theory, so it's not history. But like it's about this guy going like, how did people in the oldest civilizations like the Egyptians and
build pyramids.
the pyramids, like the thing up in the UK, what's it called,
Stonehenge.
the Stonehenge. Yeah, how do they cut this shit so perfectly? How were they able to lift this stuff? Like they had no such tools. That's one. That's one. You just get slaves and you throw them at your problem, and that's how you do it. But one theory is like they were helped by aliens. There's even theories about like how it's like shaped. Like there's some like they think there's some sort of like device inside the pyramids because they've got something similar in South America.
The Aztecs.
The Aztecs, they've got, so they're thinking this is some sort of portal that they used to come to Earth and leave the planet and things like that. Because there's even like they've found like these like drawings and things on walls and stuff that's like these people praying to these like
Yeah, I've
entities
seen
and
them. They
all
look
these
pretty
like
weird.
creatures, and it's like that. What the hell is that? Like it's
Yeah, they are
and they're like sitting on some sort of like UFO looking thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, did they see? Were they in contact with UFOs? Like,
I mean,
were they in
the
contact with?
Aztecs especially are they were fantastic astronomers. They were so astrologically like smart. Like they knew they just knew about space before even going in it. I don't think that's down to aliens. But it's interesting. Like they have some really weird shit. Also, like I wanted to like if anyone's like interested in this stuff, like with aliens and stuff, watch a documentary called Unacknowledged on Netflix.
Unacknowledged.
We watched it. The one that basically like has people like high up people telling you that aliens exist.
I need to wear a bra.
No, you don't. But it's a really good documentary. It actually tells you like a lot of like solid evidence that people have.
Yeah.
And like there actually are it's just a really unacknowledged. Yeah, it's an interesting documentary. I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of creepy.
Which one was that?
It's the one about like that guy who goes around and basically like collects evidence that the aliens, like we know they exist, like higher up people know they exist, they're just not like releasing the information to the public yet, which
I
would
can't
make
remember.
sense. I kind of get like why people would hide it, but I don't know. Like I definitely believe in things like aliens, and like whether they've been to this planet or not, I don't know. Like I'm not gonna say yes. I wouldn't know. There are some fucking weird videos out there that make me think, oh shit, maybe. And another thing I was going to talk about is like how we're so used to fake shit on the internet. We're so used to fakery and editing that like
It's hard to
it's
tell what's
so
real
hard
and
to
what's
tell,
not
and it's
real.
really sad as well because there are actually there are pieces of footage that people have to go through so much effort just to prove that they haven't been tampered with.
Yeah.
And then like they actually are real.
You would have I would have thought. I mean, like 10 years ago, when I was like not like long, fucking when I was in like high school, I used to like look up shit like that, and now I think about it, and I go like everyone's got a phone. Everyone's got a phone that can take decent footage. I would have expected an explosion of UFO sightings and things like that, but there really isn't.
I don't know, there are a few, like you look into it and
Okay.
there's a lot, and like they're still filmed on fucking toasters, but like I kind of understand why it's hard to get a good, like, because no one's going to be carrying a professional camera of them around everywhere, and like iPhone zoom does look like shit. Like let's say there is a little thing in the sky that you're like, what the fuck is that? And you zoom onto it with like your iPhone, it's still just a
Doesn't
bunch
look
of
good.
pixels.
That's true.
At the end of the day, and I've seen a few of them.
I'm not talking about the quality of the work. I'm talking about the quantity of it.
Oh, there's shit tons of them. You just don't see them
Okay.
as much. Like honestly, just type in fucking compilation of 2020, and you'll have like a good like 30-minute compilation of like hundreds of clips.
Right, I've never done that, so yeah.
People, yeah, it's still strong. It's still really strong. Like, I was, like when I was looking up that research on UFOs, that one in Lightning Ridge,
Yeah,
that happened in 2002.
yeah. I was reading up on that last
It's
week.
interesting.
That you couldn't sleep for a couple of nights after reading about
It was
that.
really creepy. It was actually really creepy. The way the person described it as well was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like the lady who saw the alien was like, my dogs were barking at like 2 a.m. And she went outside and she just saw this creature. And she didn't even say anything negative about it. She was mainly complimenting his eyes. She was like, I was so fixated on his eyes because they were like bright green emeralds.
Bright green emeralds, yeah.
And she was so fascinated by this thing. It was very tall. And like she kept trying to wake her fucking husband up, and her husband was like, no, I'm not coming down. Like absolutely refused after 2 attempts. Like the wife's like, yo, there's an alien. And the husband's like, I was just going to fucking sleep. And funnily, like strangely enough, the night after, people had been reporting that like they'd been out with their kids at night camping or like doing a campfire, and they'd actually seen UFOs that night. Which is really weird. It's
Very
such a strange thing,
yeah.
but I think we're so used to bullshit. And you know what? With the Pentagon videos, I found it really funny. They were very conveniently timed at the release.
Which one? Pentagon.
Yeah,
videos.
the ones
Why?
that they released. They released them right at the peak of like a real shit point of the pandemic. Everyone's so focused on the pandemic. I mean it. Everyone is so focused on the pandemic, and
Okay.
then they decide, okay, we're just gonna slip this on. Like, here you go, there's some UFOs. Like, it was really strange.
That's interesting, actually. Yeah.
They slipped it at such
Yeah.
a weird time, and like, trust me, with things like the coronavirus, there's shit tons of it on YouTube. There's so many UFO things on YouTube.
There is there's a law, and don't quote me on this because I could be completely wrong, but I've heard about this. Like the U.S. government is obligated to declassify classified information after 100 years. So I could be I don't know the specifics of it.
2047 is gonna be a fun one, then, isn't
2047,
it?
yeah. I just want to make it to 2047. That's all I gotta do. I
That'll
just
be
gotta find out what the
interesting.
fuck happened in Roswell.
Yeah.
Unless someone gets to it beforehand, but yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. So
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if weird information starts coming out. I think we're at that point where we just don't give a fuck what happens anymore. We're just so used to shit. Like, we're living in a pandemic. The fucking Australia was literally on fire last year. California was also on fire last year. Like, it's just been it's just been shit recently. I don't
Yeah.
think people would really care. It's like, oh, fuck, of course it's gonna be aliens. Of course they want to take over the world, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think, but again, like, it would cause mass hysteria if we were to go down that route. People would fucking freak.
There's a lot of people who would, specifically religious people, wouldn't like that.
No, they'd hate it. It'd go completely
It
against
wouldn't,
what their fucking
So
religion
it's a
goes
tricky
by.
one.
It would be really interesting.
Oh,
I would
fuck, I
love
can't
to
wait.
hear about it. If someone fucking turned around and was like, yep, aliens are real, like, we've literally got one. We're in contact with them, like. I'd be like, fair enough, like, I'm on, I want to see this.
Yeah.
I'd love to see how people react to it, so especially religious people.
It would just, like, go against everything they believe in. Not everything, obviously, but it would just really attack the core of their beliefs, you know. That we're special. We're the only ones here.
But yeah, that's kind of all I've got for now.
I think that's that. That's everything I've got. Yeah. Fuck, we've been live for almost 2.5 hours.
It was
It was
fun.
pretty good.
I think it was good. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming by. And, like, we really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed it as well. Some weird combination of topics. Gets you thinking.
Yeah.
I'm just putting in someone to rate because this person's online and she's always supporting everyone, so we'll rate her. But yeah, we're everywhere at the moment. As Liz said earlier, he's actually streaming again, so be sure to keep an eye on his social medias for when he's streaming.
So what's your schedule?
My
You got
schedule's
Monday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday
Yeah.
on Renovate, Saturdays with Biscuits Lair, and Sundays with the Honey Podcast. The Honey Podcast is going ahead tomorrow, which is fun.
Yep.
We got some really fun shit. Actually, we got some conspiracy shit coming up tomorrow. I'm not gonna spoil it completely, but
The Honey Podcast, don't forget, tomorrow.
yeah, same time as this one, 12 p.m. AST and 8 p.m. EST.
I'm going back to work next week on Wednesday, so it's not 100%. I'll be live on Tuesday next week and Thursday because it's the first week I don't really have to do much. But going further into the year, I might be more busy with stuff. So streaming isn't going to be I'm not going to say 100%, but as of right now, I've got Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure what time that is for
EST.
EST. So, and then Saturdays, Biscuits Lair podcast, and we'll be putting out some highlights and different things throughout the week. So if you just go and follow the Twitter account, you'll see it. If you haven't yet, would really appreciate it if you go on the YouTube channel and hit subscribe. Or if you have like a podcast platform on Spotify or I don't know, wherever you have podcasts, if you can just go and hit, follow or something, it would really help. We'd really appreciate it. But that's about it. I don't think we have anything else. All good. If you need emotes, you need art. You go to her. She arts.
I'll be pausing.
She
no,
arts.
I do arts.
Yeah, so
I'll be pausing my gig really soon.
get in there before she stops it if you need art.
But if people want exclusives, and I mean this, and obviously people who will get it. If people want exclusives, Obion server, the layer, I've got a shop on there, and my server, Ren server.
Or just contact Ren directly. Twitter.
Oh no, it has to be in the server.
Oh, you do?
It's exclusive, yeah. It's exclusive
Well,
to
there you
server
go.
members. It's just a fun thing.
No,
There's
fair enough.
actually a new
Sorry,
type
I
of-
didn't know that. Yeah, that's
there's
fair
this,
enough.
if you go exclusive to Obion server as well, you can actually get a new style of emote. Yeah, so that's fun. but that's literally all we got for today.
Oh, well, make sure you post those things on your socials.
Yeah.
I had no clue about that.
I'll post it on my socials. But yeah, we're gonna go and raid Days After Summer. She is a wonderful streamer, wonderful heart, epic person. She's playing Battlefield at the moment, so go and give us some love, please. We'll see you.
We'll see you. Well, she'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We'll see you next Saturday.
Next Saturday.